Hello everyone, my name is Zonic and welcome to a video I have never done before. Over the last year there has been a boom in Pokemon challenges. From playing through the Generation 1 games using only a Ditto, or finishing the Generation 2 games with a team of just baby Pokemon. With the amount of people doing these challenges, there probably isn't a single one that hasn't been done yet. Speaking of people doing these challenges, I myself am no stranger to these. Just recently, over on my Twitch, I finished Pokemon Platinum with only a Ditto. Let me tell you, that wasn't easy. But back to the video. Looking through YouTube, I found a lot of challenges that blew my mind. The one that stuck out the most was the one by JRose11, using only a Magikarp and FireRed. Interesting and pretty entertaining to watch. But I was wondering, can you make that challenge even harder? A viewer of mine hooked me up with an IPS file a couple of months ago, where the entire game consists of just Magikarp. What that means is all wild Pokemon, even the rival and gym leaders, each and every one of them will have their Pokemon replaced with Magikarp. So this is what we're going to do today. Let us find out if it is possible to beat Pokemon FireRed again, but this time the entire game only consists of Magikarp. Before we start the challenge, I want to go ahead and give you some info. A few of you probably might say, but Zonic, how is this challenge going to be that different from the one that JRose11 did? Hear me out for a second, okay? In this ROM, we're dealing with just Magikarp and only Magikarp. These Magikarps are special. They only know Splash. And that is the only move they will ever learn. That means Tackle and Flail will be unobtainable. We can use Splash and we can use Struggle, but that's it. The next thing are going to be the HM moves. Since Magikarp cannot learn any HM moves, how are we supposed to finish the game? Easy. The HMs have been modified in that Magikarp can learn them, but they don't have any attack power. Also, these moves now have 99 PP, which makes them literally useless. Now we can finally go over the rules. There are two of them in general, and that's all we really need. The first rule is that we are not allowed to use a Magikarp that has an HM move. Not that it makes any difference, but we just don't. The second rule is that no glitches or exploits are allowed. Not that I know of any, but we just don't. And with that out of the way, we can finally start. After choosing the female character and naming myself Zonic, the rival is going to be named JRose11 simply because he was the first one to do this challenge. After gaining control of our character and meeting Professor Oak, we finally get to choose our Pokemon. As you can see, Bulbasaur, Charmander and Squirtle are all Magikarp. After racing for like 30 minutes, we finally get our Adamant Nature Magikarp. And our rival finally challenges us to our first battle. Before the battle I turned off battle animations simply because of this. We need to use up all 40 Splash PP, which takes forever. It actually took me like close to 5 minutes without speeding up to finally lose the first battle. If I hadn't forgotten to take the potion with me, I could have won the battle easily. But since we really need every potion we can in the beginning, it's not a big deal. After leaving Pallet Town, we do the normal early game stuff. We're going to grab our free potion. We go to the mart, grab Oak's parcel and head back to the lab. Now that we have our Pokédex and access to Viridian Forest, we can finally start grinding. In Viridian Forest, there is a 5% chance to find wild Metapod and a 10% chance to find wild Kakuna in FireRed as high as level 6. This is what I'm aiming for. I mentioned earlier that every trainer also has a Magikarp. This means that leveling up takes quite a long time. Not only is Magikarp in the lowest experience group, but it also gives so little experience that it's getting infuriating. Since defeating Magikarp only gives us speed EVs, we 1. Have the quickest Magikarp in the entire region, and 2. Won't be able to effectively V-train and have to use a lot of vitamins later on. Being close to level 8, I went back and fought Rival 1 for some extra experience. Beating our rival, we finally go back into the forest, beat the final trainer, and make our way to the Pewter City gym. With a now level 9 Magikarp, we finally challenge Brock. Since gym leader Pokemon also are replaced with Magikarp, we now have to face a level 12 Magikarp that originally was a Geodude. And it's pretty easy to beat. Next out comes his former Onix, which tanks hit after hit. At the end though, I get a really lucky crit and finish the fight without even healing once. Since Magikarp cannot learn any TM, we're just going to sell every TM we get for some extra cash. Also, from here on out, we're probably never going to heal in a Pokemon Center ever again, until we are either forced or I deem it necessary. Next, we're heading to Mount Moon. On the way there, we're going to beat every trainer possible on Route 3. Getting through Mount Moon is pretty straightforward, so I'm not going into too much detail. The only thing I'm going to do different than everyone else is probably that I'm going to take the Dome Fossil instead of the Helix Fossil, because screw it. After so many battles that I lost count, our Magikarp finally reaches level 13 and we reach Cerulean City. After selling most of our stuff and picking up our second rare candy, we're going to fight Rival 2, as well as Nugget Bridge and the entirety of Route 25 before we're going to fight Misty. With every trainer defeated, we head into the gym. After beating all the gym trainers, we finally get to fight Misty with our level 17 Magikarp. The gym battle is going to be pretty easy, since I'm the only one that can deal damage against her. She does use one potion on her first Magikarp, but the rest is over pretty soon and we have our second badge. With our second badge in hand, we're heading towards Vermilion City and towards the SSN. Before we get cut, we head into Diglett's cave and spend approximately 2 hours grinding against everything that is level 20 or higher. After reaching level 20 and beating all trainers on Route 11, we head into the SSN, beat all trainers in there, grab all the items, and beat Rival 3. After grabbing Cut from the captain, we head outside into the tall grass and we're going to catch another Magikarp that we're simply calling HM. This one is going to learn Cut, Strength, Surf and Fly. Once in Surge's gym, we defeat all trainers and then the big boss himself. Being close to level 22 didn't make this any easier. Even though my attack stat was as low as 14, Surge still was a piece of cake. As I told you guys before, the fight against Surge was a piece of cake. The only time he ever used a potion was on his first Magikarp, but the rest of his team went down fairly quick. With that, we have the Thunder Badge and we're now heading towards Rock Tunnel. Heading towards Rock Tunnel, we have a lot of trainers we have to beat. Since we're still in dire need of experience, I try to beat as many as I can. That includes all trainers on Route 9, all trainers inside Rock Tunnel, and all trainers outside of Rock Tunnel on Route 10. Arriving in Lavender Town, the first thing I'm going to do is deposit some items, and sell the ones I don't need. Next, we're heading towards Celadon City over Route 9, where we will buy some battle items and lemonade. On Route 8, I'm going to battle all trainers except for the twins, since I don't want to be forced into a fight with a Pokemon I cannot use. Once I arrive in Celadon City, the first thing I need to grab is the Thief from the Old Lady, so that we have access to the rest of the map, mainly to Saffron City. Afterwards, we head to the department store and stock up on items. These items are in no way necessary for the rest of the game, but they will speed up certain fights with trainers who have multiple Pokemon. Always still in the department store, I also went ahead and grabbed 2 proteins to boost my attack a little bit more. Once we're done with the rocket hideout and Erika's gym, I might go back and grab 2 or 3 more. Speaking of the rocket hideout, that's where we're going to go next. Same as before, we're going in, we're going to beat up every trainer in there, we're grabbing all the items until we finally face Giovanni. Once the rocket boss is defeated, we grab the Sylph Scope he left behind and exit the building. Before we head back to Lavender Town, we're going to pay Erika's gym a visit. Nothing inside really poses a threat to us, and Erika goes down real quick. At the start of the fight, we're going to use 4 axe attacks and 1 dire hit, which speeds up the fight immensely. She uses one of her hyper potions on her first Pokemon, but as soon as that Pokemon is down, the rest of her team goes down with it. After grabbing the 4th batch, I decided to go back to the department store and stock up on some more items and vitamins. With the amount of money I have at the moment, 1 protein is all I can afford. Delivering the tea to the guard, we head into Saffron, grab 1 more TM and head towards the fighting dojo because we're still in dire need for some more experience before we tackle the Pokemon Tower. Entering the Pokemon Tower, we soon meet up with our rival and he challenges us to a battle. But using 3 axe attacks and 1 dire hit makes this fight a breeze. Since all ghost Pokemon here are now also Magikarp, we can just struggle our way to the top floor. And this is where the true final boss hides. The level 30 Magikarp? Okay, so I'm giving you some background info. In previous versions of this mod, the Marowak was still a Marowak, and it finished me off so quick it wasn't even funny. In the current version, however, it is now fixed to also be a Magikarp. This Magikarp probably has all the stats the Marowak had, so it's really tanky. This is why I bought so many axe attacks for. But since the Marowak is now a Magikarp, we can just use 2 axe attacks and 1 dire hit and finish off the Magikarp real quick. And with that, the Pokemon Tower section is almost done. We just need to go up 1 more floor and rescue Mr. Fuji. Back at Mr. Fuji's house, he gives us the Pokeflute as a reward for saving him. Now we just need to make our way back to Vermilion City to grab the bike voucher, which I actually forgot earlier, and then head back to Cerulean City to get the bike. Going back to Celadon City, we go ahead and grab the HM for Fly and defeat the sleeping Snorlax Magikarp and head on to Cycling Road. Leveling up has become a real chore at this point. But still, I went ahead and beat every trainer on Cycling Road. Before I enter Fuchsia City, I went back to Celadon to grab some more proteins. Since vitamins only work for the first 100 EV, I think we're getting to the point where we're maxed out pretty soon. Thankfully, that means we can spend money otherwise pretty soon. Once I arrive in Fuchsia City, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to head into the Safari Zone, grab all items and the HM for Surf, deliver the teeth to the Warden and grab Strength. And with that, we have all the necessary HMs for us to continue. Next up we tackle Koga's gym. The trainers inside are pretty easy, but believe it or not, Koga actually managed to KO me on my first try. Well, I KO'd myself because I didn't heal, but never mind that. But the second round goes way better. I get a lucky crit on his first Magikarp, and on the second one he uses both of his potions. The third and his level 43 ace get KO'd in 3 hits. And with that, we can finally use Surf and have access to the entire map now. Exiting the gym, I first of all went to beat all trainers I didn't beat yet. That includes the trainers I skipped entering Fuchsia from the west, and all the trainers east of Fuchsia, meaning all trainers leading from Lavender Town over Route 12, 13, 14 and 15. Once I was done with that, I went ahead and maxed out my attack stat using as many proteins as I could, since I now had more than enough money. And with that, I am now on my way to the Silphco building in Saffron City. Entering the building, I climbed floor by floor, beating every single trainer in the entire building, except for the rival and Giovanni. Against Rival 5 and Giovanni, I simply used 5 X attacks each and 1 dire hit. With that, my crit rate went up and I one-hit KO'd most of their Pokemon. The funniest thing was that Giovanni's ace was actually weaker than Koga's. Next up is Sabrina's gym. Since we're pretty strong already, I'm not going to fight every single gym trainer anymore. We still have some trainers on the water routes left near Cinnabar and the Seafoam Islands. Getting through the gym without a fight is pretty easy if you know the way. Once it's Sabrina, she is more or less the same as Koga. 5 X attacks and 1 dire hit later and she's down, earning us the 6th badge. Exiting the gym, we fly back to Pallet Town and surf down Route 21 towards Cinnabar Island, and immediately head into the Pokemon Mansion. Navigating through the Pokemon Mansion isn't that hard if you know the way. It actually has been a while, but I managed. Once I defeated a few trainers and got into the basement, I picked up the secret key, granting us access to the Cinnabar gym. Answering all questions correct rewards us with a battle against Blaine. Since he is the second to last gym leader, he should be quite tough, but all his Pokemon went down quick, including his level 47 ace, that I managed to finish off with a lucky crit, so that Blaine didn't even get the chance to heal. With nothing really left to do, we head back to Viridian City and challenge the final gym. Since we only really need to fight 2 trainers before we can face Giovanni, that's what I'll do. The fight against Giovanni was actually amazing. His first 2 Pokemon come out and both just get one shot. His 3rd and 4th Pokemon take 2 hits, but still, no big deal. Next out comes his level 50 ace. This is the point where I actually wish I had a little bit more attack power. If that would have been the case, I could have 2-shot this beast as well. But since it took 3 hits, he healed once, but went down afterwards, earning us the 8th and final badge, granting us access to Victory Road and the Elite Four. Ready to take on the Elite Four, we head towards Route 22, where we have to kick our rivals but one last time. Once we showed the rival his place, we walked towards the gate and proved that we have earned all the badges. We can finally enter Victory Road. I don't quite remember if I did, but leveling at this point is really tough. Once we entered Victory Road, I try and skip as many trainers as I can, while pushing a boulder here, beating a trainer there, and grabbing items everywhere. We finally reached the exit and reached the Indigo Plateau. Not needing any more items right now, since we still have more than enough items and potions, we finally tackle the Elite Four. First up is Lorelei. Her first Pokemon Dugong, nah. Who am I kidding, she also has a team of top percentage high level Magikarp. Same tactic as before applies here too. We use 6 X attacks this time to max out our damage output and use 1 dire hit to get the higher chance of getting a crit against her Pokemon. All her Pokemon go down in 3 hits and I get a lucky crit against her final Pokemon, taking it down in 3 hits as well. Next up is Bruno. He is leading with a level 51 Magikarp that goes down in 3 hits. His second Magikarp goes down quick as well, but on his third Magikarp I take a big risk and almost pay the price, surviving with just 4 HP. Meaning I had to heal, he could heal as well, but that didn't really matter since it got KO'd anyways. On his ace level 56 I got a lucky crit and took it down in 2 hits. Agatha leads with 2 level 54 Pokemon that go down fairly quick. Next up comes a level 53 Pokemon that goes down as well. Next up is a level 56 Pokemon where she uses 1 full restore, but it goes down either way. Her final ace level 58 tanks quite a few hits, but luckily I get a crit and take it down. Up next is Lance, the Magikarp trainer? First, he throws out a level 56 Pokemon. I get a lucky crit that almost takes it out, but he heals and goes down in a few hits afterwards. Next are 2 level 54 Pokemon that go down in just a few hits with no problems whatsoever. Next up is his level 58 Pokemon that I take down with 2 lucky crits in a row. Out comes his ace level 60. This one is bulky and tanky. A crit almost finishes it off, but it survives with just a few HP. Lance heals up, but his Magikarp goes down and we can finally go up against our rival one last time. Here it is, the big finale. First, our rival sends out a level 59 Magikarp. We almost take it down, but he uses a full restore, but goes down in the next few hits. His next Pokemon is a level 57 that goes down in 4 hits. Makes me wonder why he didn't use a full restore on that one. Never mind. His next Pokemon is another level 59, where he uses another full restore. Seriously, why didn't he use one on the level 57? Next up is another level 59 that goes exactly as the one before it. His second to last Pokemon is a level 61. I almost take it down, but he uses a full restore and yeah, you know what's next. Finally, his ace level 63 comes out. First hit does normal damage, but then the most amazing, unbelievable thing happens. I take it down with 2 crits in a row. With his ace down, we become the Pokemon League champion and win the game. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm going off script here for a second, simply because, I don't know, when I'm doing these kinds of videos, I think that my voice kind of sounds like too much or too robotic. I tend to, I don't know, go too monotone sometimes, and it just sounds weird even to me. But yeah, this has actually been like the first time I ever did this kind of video, and it actually was a lot of fun. I don't expect to do this like weekly or monthly. It's more or less going to be whenever I feel like doing one of these. So yeah, don't expect too many of these. I mean, I'm still doing my Ditto only playthrough of the of all generations of Pokemon games. Up next should be Gen 5. But yeah, this has been quite a lot of fun. And if you like what you saw, please hit the like button, subscribe, and if you're interested in my Ditto only playthroughs that I'm actually doing live on stream, check out my Twitch, follow me there, and yeah. Again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.